What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dummy Wormy. I'm coming at you with another video, and today we're actually talking about the Acolyte, because ever since trailer number 1 came out and it sits at a 730,000 downvotes to 195,000 upvotes, massive ratio to be seen, nobody's been excited for the show other than YouTubers wanting to rip into it. Shills can come out here and say that they love it. Anybody can come out here and say how wonderful and grand it is, but in reality, the more you actually start looking at this and the more you start digging into this, nobody's been looking for this. The audience didn't want anything to do with this, and all they've ever promised us is diversity. The show, heck, Leslie Headland, the former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, by the way, has always just promised diversity. Heck, every single person in this show was handpicked by her, including the main actor. She always wanted Amanda Steinberg to be the one to do like the whole the role, be the main character. You then come over here to the second trailer. It's also ratioed. It's been ratioed. The moment these trailers came out, they got massively ratioed. Nobody's been looking forward to it. So it's no real shocker that when you actually come over here to Rotten Tomatoes and you see it's sitting at a 27% amongst audiences, it's getting destroyed because nobody likes it. Heck, when it first came out, Leslie Headland's The Acolyte gets destroyed by viewers. It was getting destroyed all over the place. So what did they have to do? They had to try to spin this. Star Wars gaslights the public, claiming fans love The Acolyte. The show has the worst audience score of any Star Wars series or films. That's right, Star Wars came out here and tried to gaslight the audience, tried to say how good it was, how amazing it was. You ended up having The Acolyte and all sorts of different rags having to come out here and say, oh my god, it's amazing and it's grand because the Acolyte's doing good. It's actually beating out Ahsoka. It's doing wonderful stuff. I have to go to That Park Place right now because they have since edited all the viewership information because, well, it got confirmed today that it lost to Ahsoka. Confirmed The Acolyte performs worse than Ahsoka. Global minutes viewed less than Ahsoka's US premiere viewership. That's right. It is confirmed. They were coming out here saying that it was the greatest viewed Star Wars show ever, that nothing was better than this. Ahsoka was actually worse than this. This is fantastic because they had great numbers at the beginning. They had fantastic numbers at the very beginning, but then people started sitting down and actually breaking down the numbers, and they're not as wonderful and great as they seem because Ahsoka had about 14 million minutes watched and The Acolyte had about 11.1 minutes watched, and people were saying, hey, this is gonna be great, this is gonna be great, you know, The Acolyte's gonna be on track to potentially beating Ahsoka, it's gonna be wonderful, it's gonna be grand. But when people started breaking down the numbers, it didn't reach there at all, and in fact, the numbers come out to be a whole lot worse than you would actually imagine. Because when it comes to Ahsoka, Ahsoka put out 2 episodes at the very beginning, like Disney has always been doing, so that they can then combine the numbers and put out one big lump sum saying it's the best thing ever. Well, so when you actually start breaking down the numbers, it gets relatively pathetic and kind of underwhelming altogether because they want to come out here and boast about this 11.1 million minutes watched, all this grandiose stuff. Then when you compare it to Ahsoka was this massive thing. Well, the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka, which dropped at the same time, similar to The Acolyte, both those episodes of Ahsoka were nearly an hour long, with the first one sitting at about 56 minutes and 25 seconds, and the second one sitting at around 43 minutes and 57 seconds. So when you merge those 2 numbers together, you get 100 minutes and 22 seconds long. That ends up equaling out to about 1.4 billion minutes viewed globally in its first week. That's a lot of views. Hey, that's a lot of views. Although these are all numbers coming from Disney, so that's the numbers we are working on right now. When you do the whole math again for The Acolyte to break down how much was watched, how long each episode was, and try to figure it all out, The Acolyte's total runtime for these first 2 episodes was not 100 minutes and 22 seconds long. It was 73 minutes and 55 seconds long, merging both episodes together, and that breaks down to a total of 820 million minutes watched, according again to Disney numbers. So this grand thing that everybody's been trying to say is wonderful, shills are trying to say it's wonderful, Rotten Tomatoes is trying to say it's wonderful, Star Wars is coming out here saying, oh, it's the greatest thing ever, everybody's watching it, it's fantastic, it's wonderful, oh my god, it's amazing. No. Because actually, when you break it down even further over here in the That Park Place article, it gets even more pathetic because when we scroll down here, it turns out that only about 3% of Disney Plus audience actually sat down and watched The Acolyte. Again, these are all going off of the numbers that came from Disney themselves. Disney has about a 150 million subscriber base on Disney Plus, and if you actually fraction out all the numbers with 4.8 million viewers for its first week or whatever, yeah, that's only 3% of Disney Plus's total audience. So nobody's watching this. Nobody's engaging with this. Heck, it keeps getting funnier and funnier every day because you see this come out. You can come over here, like the Star Wars, that people are pointing out, hey, it's getting review bombed on either side. It is getting positively review bombed. Heck, even when you come over here to like their actual reviewers and all critics, you start scrolling through here, you see people you've never heard of before reviewing this thing from sites you've never heard of before. The Hindu. I don't know what the Hindu is, but I gave it a positive review, and that accounted for the actual critic score. This is so wonderful and crazy because we now know that all these people are just shills and lying to you. And when you get down to the nitty gritty, nobody watched the show. Nobody engaged with the show. And as time goes on, when Nielsen data starts coming out, when Nielsen numbers start coming out here in about a month, it's going to show even worse according to Nielsen data, because they're going to show you how much minutes were actually watched, how much minutes were actually engaged with, and it ain't probably going to be pretty. It's probably going to be some of the funniest things ever. And by the end of the show, I'm willing to bet they have even less viewers, because who cares? The Acolyte only exists for YouTubers to rip into. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video go live. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.